Kevin, I know you are in Florida. You've met with President-elect Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Two key points. I believe you're addressing Canada and U.S. unity. What's your take on his tweets about Canada becoming the 51st state as a Canadian? Kevin, how do you feel about it?
All I asked of him is just I'm not representing the government of Canada. I'm just an individual. I'm an investor. I'm a well-known investor on both sides of the border, was to say, sir, this was Saturday, so this before Trudeau quit. Perhaps
Clinton Jaws, subscribe to this channel. Kevin O'Leary, I can't get enough of Kevin O'Leary. He's on a podcast today. I watched it. And he tells a story. He meets with Trump. They discuss Canada. Kevin O'Leary, he sticks up for Canadians, sticks up for Canada. A lot of people, they're saying, of course we don't want to be part of the 51st state. And I'm not saying that would be a great thing. But, man, we don't even have government. We don't have a government right now. I kind of want to be a part of something that works. I'm going to show you what he says here. And he rips Trudeau apart and Carney. Rips him apart. And I was thinking, Clint, who do you want? It's great, isn't it? Isn't it great that Trudeau's down? That he stepped down? Is it though? Is it? Because I wanted him to get beat. I wanted him to run against Poilievre because Poilievre automatically wins. Who am I afraid that they're going to choose? And you're going to laugh. I know you are. You're going to laugh right in my face. I hope they choose her. Him, her. Carney? Yeah, go ahead and choose him. I'm not going to be too... Poilievre's going to win. I'm certain of it. But the two people that worry me a little bit is a little bit this guy and mostly this gal, Christy Clark. If they were smart, which they're not, they would pick Christy Clark. All these other idiots, fill your boots. When you have a crush on a girl, is it bad that you can't pronounce her first name? I think it's Daniela. Might be Danielle, but I don't think it is. Daniela Cambone show. She went to bat for me a couple of months ago. Thank you, Daniela. Great interviewer. Actually, I want to show this from a previous interview. This girl is so good. She reminds me of me when I used to interview and interrogate people. You don't shut them down. The interview is over, their last interview. It's over. Then all of a sudden, Kevin O'Leary just says one thing, and she has the smarts to continue on in the interview.
What did you do? You own this problem. You own it. It's you. It's you. You own it. You own it. I'm so pissed. I have a Canadian passport, the most coveted passport on earth. What did he do to us? I don't even know why they're pissed at us. I have to use my Irish passport to go to a wedding, and I'm so pissed.
Well, thank you for that heartfelt plea, Kevin. I'm sure it resonates with many people watching right now.
Sorry, I just have to tell the truth sometimes.
Well, we welcome you on the show anytime. You know, as Elon Musk says, legacy media is dead.
Whatever. I just had to get it off my chest. I'm a proud Canadian. I want what's best for our country, and I want to be proud of my passport and my legacy as Canadian. By the way, I'm working to bring capital back. As soon as that guy is gone, I'm coming back.
So let me just ask you this. When was the last time you felt proud to be Canadian?
9 years ago. But I'm coming back, and I want to rally our country. We can punch above our weight. We just have to get rid of. I mean no disrespect, but please step aside.
Kevin O'Leary, thank you so much for joining us.
She got that info from him because she knew to continue with the interview. Brilliant.
It was up there in the terms of longevity of prime ministers. But looking to the future now, let's look at the Liberal Party. Obviously in shambles right now, Kevin, but who do you think emerges as the leader here? Will it be Carney? Will it be Freeland? How do you think it plays out?
I think none of the above. Here's the situation, and I got my own lesson in 2016 in the parliamentary system. So what's going to happen here is they don't have enough time to build a franchise. So somebody has to take over his leadership. I don't care if I hope it's Freeland, because then she'll get decimated, and she deserves that. So I've never seen such incompetence in the finance file. Unbelievable. She destroyed. Look at the budgets that she brought down. It's important that she left or got fired or whichever it was. Anyways, it just doesn't matter. She's gone. But here's what's going to happen. You basically got 60 days. You get a leader in place. They're going to suspend Parliament to allow this process to happen. And then they're going to get decimated by the Conservative Party so badly that they may not even be the official opposition. Right now, the polls are unbelievable. They could change, obviously, but they don't have enough seats yet to actually be they may only end up with 2 to 4 seats in Ontario. I mean, the legacy of Justin Trudeau lives on. He destroyed the country. He destroyed his party. I mean, everything this guy touches turns to poo-poo. Everything he touches. And so, sure, these are harsh words. They're all factual. Poo-poo. That's the problem. So if you're going to step into the shoes of leadership of the Liberal Party, you're going to spend the next 4 years minimum in Dante's hell, in the opposition against a prime minister with a majority mandate in the parliamentary system is the lowest level of hell in Dante's hell. And so I can't imagine Carney wants to end his career as a little mouse that can't even talk in Parliament. Yeah. He'd have to be an idiot to take on that job. Maybe he'll do it. And if he does, the policies he's posted about carbon taxes, which the people just rejected in getting rid of Trudeau, or will do it in an election, I will work very hard to make sure he never gets near leadership. I'll do everything in my power. I don't want more Trudeau at all. I don't want more of the same, either the Canadian people. Carbon taxes and emission taxes and an increase next April being contemplated is killing our competitiveness. It's killing our economy. And that's why Canadians are erupting in the streets of joy that Trudeau is gone. He did it. He owns it. Gerald Butts started it. And if Carney wants to try and keep it going, I commit to you right now, to every Canadian listening to this, everything in my power to make sure he does not get elected. Everything I can possibly do in terms of the wonderful followers I have, the 10 million of them, to make sure that everybody understands that this Carney guy is just more Trudeau. But the incompetence in all the cabinet is something we don't want anymore. So we need we need Pierre to come in. What Pierre understands that's the most important about the parliamentary system, it's putting the right people in the right files. You need a real finance minister, someone who's actually run a financial institution.
No kidding.
You need someone who understands industrial policy and understands environmental policy, that makes sure there's a balance in job creation and competitiveness, that understands capital gains taxes. These are small nuances that you have to make sure you place the right people in the right files. And Pierre knows that. And that's important for every Canadian to understand. That's the role of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister fills the cabinet with people that have executional skills, even if he or she didn't. In the case of Trudeau, he wasn't even smart enough to figure that out.
I got so much to say, but I don't interrupt. That's exactly what he did when he came in. He said he wanted to make his cabinet 50% women, 50% men. He didn't care who was good. He didn't care who was bad.
Kevin, I know you are in Florida. You've met with President-elect Trump at Mar-a-Lago. 2 key points. I believe you're addressing Canada and U.S. unity. What's your take on his tweets about Canada becoming the 51st state as a Canadian? Kevin, how do you feel about it?
No, that's never going to happen. We're never going to give our sovereignty up. But there's so much opportunity between these giant trading partners, unique globally, to be stronger. And the low-hanging fruit are things like a common currency and, merging policy between the Bank of Canada and the Fed, coming up with a uni passport very similar to what they have in the EU, that both sides control the issuance of, the amount of trade we do just out of Alberta. I mean, we're a $1 trillion trading partner combined in Canada, with 188 billion US of just energy coming out of Alberta. We don't need tariffs. Of course we don't want tariffs. And he doesn't want them either. all I asked of him, as just a, I'm not representing the government of Canada. I'm just an individual. I'm an investor. I'm a well-known investor on both sides of the border, was to say, sir, this was Saturday, so this before Trudeau quit. Perhaps you would cut Canada a little slack and let them elect a leader that has a 4-year mandate like you have, because you want someone you're negotiating with that can actually get a deal done. These people you're talking to, Trudeau and the other ministers that came down, don't waste your time with them. They're going to be wiped out politically very shortly. And in fact, it happened. It was very nascent and probably, fortuitous that it happened on the Monday. But I think he understood that. I think it didn't fall on deaf ears. And I think that's probably what will happen, which will be good. Give Pierre a chance to get set up, put his ministers in place, and then start trading trips to Washington and Ottawa to figure out our new relationship.
But he doesn't have to. Trump doesn't have to wait for Pierre to get settled. Trump doesn't have to wait for Canada to get their it together. It's unbelievable that the Liberals are on vacation right now, sleeping. Trump, January 20th, could increase tariffs, and he has nobody to negotiate with. He doesn't have to wait. And I thought it was kind of cool that Leary actually said something to him, because Trump is somebody who listens. I don't know if he's gonna, but my God. Being Canadian is so embarrassing right now. We're so weak. I don't even know what our culture is anymore. Do you know what it is? I honestly don't. I was thinking today, what's our culture? I don't know. I don't know. Anything?
Want one? That's important. And of course, I have another agenda item that I went to Mar-a-Lago about, was buying TikTok.
Yeah, okay. Yep. You're interested in TikTok. That's what I wanted to That's all I wanted to show you. We're in this position because of those fruitcakes. That list I showed you, that list of heads that I showed you. This is so goofy. Can you believe we're in this times right now? Trump's going to become president, and we don't even have a government. Anyways, I went off. Bye-bye.
What's that?